pitfalls as well.
Indeed there are. Let's find out how today's buyers got on at auction.
Coming up today, I'm trying to slack off in sunny Seaham, County Durham.
Are you going to make me do some work? OK, then.
I thought it would be safe to bring my swimming trunks to this property near Bolton, but maybe not.
You can see water, and that is quite deep.
And in Greater London, I reckon this masonette has more potential.
But there is planning permission to change these two levels into two separate flats, and suddenly things are looking up.
All these properties have been sold at auction, and we'll find out who bought them and what they paid when they went under the hammer.
It's yours, John, sir.
I'm in County Durham and the town of Seaham. Once a small village, Seaham was transformed with the building of a harbour in 1828 to encourage the transport of goods and then coal. Today, Seaham is ideally located for commuting to Durham, Sunderland and Newcastle.
I sit by the harbour, the sea calls to me.
Don't you think there's something lovely about being by the seaside on a sunny day? So it's really good. I am by the seaside today, and it just makes me want to have an ice cream cone and relax. Are you going to make me do some work? OK, then. The properties I'm here to see, they're two-bedroom flats with a guide price of £38,000 plus. Here they are. OK. Not getting in there. No handle. Here. Not getting in there either. Let's look round the back.
So, not the most promising of starts. Round the back, it's not massively inviting either. Let's hope things improve inside.
OK, what do we have in flat number 1? So, as soon as I come in, you've got a really big bathroom. And then through to... Yeah, I can tell it was a kitchen, but everything's been ripped out. It's in a state. I suppose the good thing, if your glass is going to be half full, is you've got that blank canvas and you can just do what you want, almost starting from scratch. It's been boarded up, and hence the damp smell, as so often you find in these properties where nobody's been here for a long time. It smells really musty. So off this reception room, you have a bedroom, which is long and thin. It's not a bad size, but it's just not as proportioned, well proportioned as this. And I love this room because you have the solid chimney breasts, you have your fireplace, a bit ramshackly, it just seems to have been stuck on. And oddly, you've got a big piece of marble, a big slab of marble covering it up. Who knows why? But the proportions here definitely work. Through to your hall area. And off this hall, you have a really nicely sized master bedroom. It has a nice feel. The proportions are fantastic. You could really make this flat quite wow.
Talk about a blank canvas. This flat's just about stripped back to its underwear. It now needs to start being put back together and dressed. I say let your imagination go wild, and this could be great. Don't forget, this is just half the story.
Upstairs to our second flat, and OK, it's a great sized bathroom again, but there's absolutely nothing in it. Everything's been taken out. Some investigation work has already started into the roof, so I can see it's caving in a bit. You have black mould around that hole where somebody's tried to find out what the problem is. Needs further investigation. Through to the kitchen, and just like downstairs, there's nothing here, except still have a boiler. And again, you can imagine where your sink would have been, maybe your cooker and units over here. Good to see. Hammer is already on the telly. And through to, OK, our reception room. This isn't quite as spacious as the one downstairs because so far it's been a mirror image of what we had downstairs. And that's because you're cutting off to what I'd imagine be the staircase. You have a fireplace that's been plastered over, and you have a long bedroom just like downstairs. it's just niggling. It's niggling in my mind that you want to figure out what that damp issue is from the roof in the bathroom, because it'd certainly be a weight off your mind. Through to the hall, and you definitely want to get a banister in there, really not safe. And you have a small bedroom, which, you know, I've seen smaller bedrooms. It can call itself a bedroom. You could get a single in there, no bother, but I didn't expect it, because through here, you have that big master bedroom, and the catalogue described this as two two-bedroom flats, and actually one has three, so you're getting a wee bit of a bonus there. A few cracks in the ceiling which need investigation, and actually that ceiling is sagging a bit, so you want to get that looked into as soon as possible. But all in all, yes, work needs done, but the rewards could be substantial.
You might have to put in some graft to get that reward, and I wouldn't start on any other work until I got that roof checked out for any potential leaks. But two biggish flats in a great location for a guide price that was just £30,000 plus seems like a potential bargain to me. What does a local estate agent think?
First impressions of both properties is that they do need a bit of work. Double glazing, central heating. It seems that the roof needs some work upstairs. There's a bit of damp work there, but hopefully easily sorted out.
OK, but what about the building's current layout? It's two flats, but would it be better served as one big house? A house of multiple occupancy, perhaps, as it has at least 6 potentially lettable rooms.
I would say that HMO in this location is probably not the best thing to do. Private rent is very popular here, as is resale, so hopefully one of those avenues will be the best way to go.
That makes things easier, so keep it as it is. So what could each flat sell and rent for?
On completion of the works, if the properties were to be entered onto the sales market, I would recommend an asking price at £50,000 per property. On the rental market, I would recommend a rent of around £425 per calendar month.
So the two properties could potentially double your money. This really could be a nice little earner.
Other than a few questions that really need answered about that roof, well, on the surface, this looks like a straightforward refurbishment. And if you were buying it as a rental investment, you could be quids in. Let's find out who thought the same when it went under the hammer.
With the flats being one of the last lots sold that day, it was quite a quiet auction room. Was this the chance for a bargain?
You've got two-bedroom, mid-terrace properties, both with vacant possession, at £26,000 to get us started. Who will bid me? 24 then. At £24,000 I bid and thank you. At 24 I bid. Is it 26 now? At 26,000 I'm bid. At 26 I'm bid. Is it 28 now? Are we all done? Would one help? 27, thank you. 27. Same for you, sir. 28. At 28. 29? Thank you, 29. At 29,000 over here, can I come back to you then? Is it 30? It's half, 29 and a half. At 29 and a half, madam, is it 30? Thank you. At 30. It has to be quick if it's half. 30 and a half? No? £30,000. First time, second time, third and last time. Congratulations. Punch of the air, well done.
The successful bidder was Paula, and no wonder she was pleased, having got the two flats for 30 grand. She joined me back at the property with daughter Chelsea.
Pleased to meet you, Paula. Chelsea?
Yes, nice to meet you.
Pleased to meet you. So is this something you do a lot together, renovate properties, or is this a first?
First time together. Historically, I tended to live in properties and then sell them on. This will be a lot easier because obviously it's empty, so you can move around and get it done a lot quicker.
Okay, hopefully. So the properties you've done before, Paula, were they in better condition than this? I'm guessing if you lived there at the same time?
A couple have actually been as bad as this, but I mean they do come up lovely at the end. So.
And Chelsea, this is your first time doing up flats that like this?
Yeah, I mean, I've always helped in the past, haven't I?
Yeah.
With others that we have lived in, but yeah, this will be my help as well.
Paula and Chelsea have very busy lives. They share a lot of time and interests together, including their 2 horses, and they both have day jobs too.
We both work for local government, and obviously tend to spend a lot of time, evenings, weekends. We have dogs, animals, horses, so we really are together an awful lot. So it might as well be more of a financial gain, I think, by doing something like this, because of spending so much time together.
Well, let's hope it's a case of 2 heads are better than 1, and these 2 flats don't pose too much of a problem to renovate. With a budget of 15 grand for each flat and a timescale of 4 months to complete them both, it will be all hands to the pump to get the flats ready for the rental market.
What will you be bringing to this project? Are you overseeing? Are you getting your sleeves up? And
Yeah.
We'll be doing a lot of cosmetic work inside ourselves.
Labouring work.
Yeah.
Is it just going to be putting in as much time as you can?
Yeah.
When?
Evenings and weekends and as much as we can.
My partners will come and help, and Chelsea's friends will come and help. Free labour.
Well, I can't wait to see how you transform your properties, and congratulations again. It's lovely to see a mother and daughter working together and getting on. Will you get on well for the duration?
Yeah, we will.
Got to.
Got to. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. I do love seeing a mother and daughter working together. Paula and Chelsea already have a passion for horses, and now they're bringing that passion to property. So, will this job end up being nay bother, or when we return, will we be asking, why the long face? You can find out later in the show.
This is the town of West Horton, which once was a centre for coal mining, cotton spinning and textile manufacturing. Today it's mainly a residential town, handy for commuting to nearby cities like Bolton and Manchester.
The property I'm here to see is bang in the centre of the high street. And as you can see, it used to be a bank. Now there's 3 floors in there. There's a basement, there's a mezzanine, and has a guide price of £100,000 plus. That's a lot for your money, I hope.
For starters, this is a very impressive door.
So, look at this place. It is massive. The ceiling is so high, and some of the detail on the wood above the door, and even behind you, Mr. Cameraman, there's beautiful windows right there, wood panelling. This is where the counter would have been, where you would have been leaning on to say, can I have my money, please? Oh, wow. Look at the size of this vault, the thickness. There's no sound at all, it's just completely solid. Wow, what an amazing room. Oh, yeah, this here, let me tell you about this. This here is where the cash point money is kept. So on the other side of the wall, you've got the hole in the wall, and all the money's in there, I think.
Interestingly, the cash point has to stay, but the good news is the bank has to lease it from the new owner, so there'll be a small income there. OK, onwards and downwards.
And I can see water. And you know what? The water goes all the way around the corner as well, under the stairs, and that is quite deep as well. We are under the backyard area here, so maybe it could be coming from there. Find out the source of that water. You've got a room just to my left and a big solid vault door. No money in the vault, unfortunately, but it does feel incredibly solid down here. Let's find out what else we've got to explore.
Gotta have something in the bank, Frank. You gotta have something to start. When you have something in the bank, Frank, I'll give you my heart.
At the heart of the building is a mezzanine floor with one room that has access to the rear fire exit. Up the original period staircase to the first floor, where I'm told the bank manager used to live back in the day.
So this is the first floor, and there's 3 rooms on this floor. 2 of the rooms are this kind of size. The other one's a little bit smaller, and there's some severe water damage here as well. There's water coming in from somewhere. In fact, it's coming in from that hole right there, and it's come all down the walls, still coming in now. It's raining outside. So yes, find out the source of that, possibly the guttering, but I'm not quite sure. I'm thinking flats. I'm thinking 1 flat or 2. It should be a straightforward conversion into flats, but you're going to have to check with planning and safety regs and all those kind of things before you do anything at all. But my first thought is definitely flats, because they're good size rooms.
Want more rooms? More floors? Well, there's more of both. 3,089 square feet to be exact. There's definitely bags of potential here, and I'm banking on a local estate agent agreeing with me. What would she do with this former bank and flat guided at £100,000 plus?
I would say the best usage would be a mixture of commercial and residential. I would say to stick to commercial on the ground floor and then residential on the upper floor.
So it's all up in the air as to what could happen. But if the top level was converted into flats, what could they be worth?
If there was to put a 1-bedroom flat on the first floor, I would give that a value of around £75,000. 2-bed flat on the second floor, I would say between £85,000 and £90,000.
The agent thinks that once refurbished, the building as a whole could be worth in between £500,000 and £550,000. But of course, everything is guesswork until we find out the plans for the ground floor and the basement. Oh, and outside.
So this is one big project. This building has so many rooms in it, you can do so many things. Down here, I would expect to stay commercial, but above here, you could do whatever you wanted. In fact, you could make a lot of money if you choose the right option. Let's find out who had the right choices when it went under the hammer.
So, nice and easy one to start. Can we say 80,000 on it? 80,000 anywhere? They'll bid me 80,000. 80 I've got. 85 then? 85. 85 is right at the back, waving the paddle at me. Can we say 90? 90, sir? 90 we've got. 95? Can we say 95? 95 we can. 100 I need. 100 is a new bidder, also waving the paddle. It's right at the back at 100. Looking for 105.
The auction was busy and there was a lot of interest in this lot. We rejoined the bidding at £174,000.
I'll sell it, 174. 176 at the back of the room. 176 has gone quiet. Let's reduce it at 174. Looking for 176. First time at 174 then. Second time at 174 at the front of the room. Are we all finished? It appears we are. It's yours, sir. Well done.
The successful bid of £174,000 was made by Brian. We met him back at the property to have a chat and find out about his plans.
Brian, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
And congratulations, mate. You've got yourself an absolute monster. Did you want something this big?
To be honest, we've got a vested interest in the place we've got next door. It came up on the market a little earlier than we anticipated, but when it did, we went for it.
Okay.
And yes, it's ours now.
Who's the we? Tell us who's involved in this.
Well, it's myself, my wife Karen, and my brother Rob.
Okay.
We set up next door. It's predominantly my wife Karen who runs that place, with a head chef called Lewis.
And what's next door? What have you got next door?
It's a restaurant upstairs. We've only been open 2 years. And then downstairs it's a food court, so we've got a butcher's, baker's, cheese counter.
Wow.
So, yeah. We used to have a toy shop next door, so my father grew up there. It was my grandparents that started it, and myself and my brother, we grew up there as well, so...
I love that. Brian and his family have a real connection to this spot. Brian and Rob weren't kids in a sweet shop, they were kids in a toy shop. But it's food, that's the family business now.
So what's the plan?
The plan is to knock through and make this into the entrance for the restaurant. At the minute...
Join it to next door?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
At the minute, the restaurant is upstairs. We can't put a lift in next door.
Okay.
it makes sense to have the entrance for the restaurant at the front for wheelchair access. So what we plan to do is downstairs that will be restaurant, bar, kitchen. We'll hope to put downstairs as well, a fresh new kitchen. And then the plan is to put a mezzanine through this floor, through to the backyard, which will line up the floors with next door as well, so that we can then join at the first floor level.
Wow. Yeah. It's a decent-sized project, by the way. You've got to get through that.
Yes, it's a bank, so at the end of the day, they're pretty thick walls, and, you know, we've got a vault behind us, and they're really thick. A lot of square footage. We've got a lot of work to do, we know, but we've done it before, so it's not scaring us off. The thought process is that we'll probably take the back wall out and the mezzanines on each of the stairwells. Put this fresh mezzanine in to line up with next door, and then basically level things off so it works as a space.
So there are big ideas for restructuring this building, and there's plans for the flat as well.
We're going to cut the top floor, there's a third floor, cut that off. That'll be 1 or 2 bed flat. It's big enough for a 2-bed flat.
Okay.
Downstairs we've got a cellar as well. That'll be for storage, for the bar, and for the kitchen as well.
Okay.
And the idea at the back of the property is to extend out so that we'll put a fresh new kitchen in. Currently next door, the chefs are on the first floor, which is great for the current layout of the building, but moving forward with the extra covers, they need a bigger space.
Yeah, of course.
They also need a back door that they can take deliveries in.
The ambitious owners and the ambitious chefs have an equally ambitious plan and aim to do it all in 12 months. But is there an ambitious budget to match?
We think we can do it between 120 and 150,000. We know what we're doing in the sense that we've done it already next door.
Okay.
We've got a very good local team. There's some excellent workmen in the area, and some great suppliers as well that we team up with, and it's a collaborative effort.
Remember that ATM? Well, now it's a nice little earner that brings in rent. But it means when it comes to changing the structure, you have to take it into account. So what's going to be the biggest challenge?
Security, mainly, because we've got the ATM attached. Just to satisfy the bank's needs, I guess, that they're still paying rent for the ATM, and I don't think they'd be too impressed if, as secure as the front was, there's a big gaping hole in the back. So yeah, that's going to be the trickiest thing, but we've already got our thinking caps on.
Okay.
And we think we've got a method to put that in.
Okay, so 12 months will come back and you should be all done.
Should be all done.
Good luck to you. I wish you all the best.
Appreciate it.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
So all things considered, this is a big project for Brian and his family. They've got quite a lot on their hands. Join us later in the show to see how they get on.
Still to come, what have we here then? A policeman in London feeling rather confident.
Watched Hands on the Hammer several times and just thought, well, it looks so easy, what could possibly go wrong?
And in Greater Manchester, we return to find out if Brian's bank brings in a bounty for the family business.
Welcome back to Seaham in County Durham, where I came to see 2 flats with a combined guide price of £30,000 plus. At that price, it could be a good deal for somebody, even if they did need a little bit of TLC.
All in all, yes, work needs done, but the rewards could be substantial.
Picking the flats up for right on that 30 grand guide price were mother-daughter team Paula and Chelsea. Paula had renovated properties before, but had always done so while she'd been living in them.
This will be a lot easier because obviously it's empty, so you can move around and get it done a lot quicker.
And Chelsea, this is your first time doing up flats?
Yeah, I mean, I've always helped in the past, haven't I?
Yeah.
With others that we have lived in, but yeah, this will be my help as well.
Paula and Chelsea both have jobs as well as horses and dogs, so finding time was going to be a factor.
Is it just going to be putting in as much time as you can? When?
Evenings and weekends, and as much as we can.
My partners will come and help, and Chelsea's friends will come and help. Free labour.
Paula and Chelsea hope to get the work done for another £30,000, 15 grand per flat, and they aim to have them finished in 4 months. We're back 15 months later to see how they've got on. Wow, what a transformation. Let's start at the bottom. In the ground floor flat, they fitted brand new carpets, plastered and painted all the walls, added fresh new modern decor, a whole new kitchen, a really nice looking one at that, and a brand new bathroom suite. And if you think that's good, wait until you see the upstairs flat. One of the bedrooms has been removed to create a larger reception room. Like the downstairs flat, it's had fresh carpets, plaster and paint to revitalise it. The kitchen in this flat is equally smart, and the issues with that ceiling have all been sorted, and a rather fab bathroom now sits here. The design and style is impressive, but to get here, Paula and Chelsea had to go back to the beginning.
Complete rewires, replastering. They both have kitchens and bathrooms now. Most joinery has been done.
And everything, isn't it?
Yeah,
Everything
complete.
from head to toe.
There's even a nice surprise further up.
So up here, there's a brand new level. It's a loft conversion. Consists of 2 bedrooms, a bathroom ensuite. The eaves we utilised for storage and space, and really pleased with the outcome. Very bling. Yeah, really pleased.
This is a wonderful use of the extra space they had here, and it will surely maximise its value. The bedrooms up here are a good size with nice roof windows in the sloping ceilings to allow light in. The bathroom is petite but ideal. I'd say the loft extension is a real triumph, but it surely can't have been an easy job.
I was clearing the loft out in preparation for the builders to arrive. And I'd boarded it out, but I'd been doing it for a few days and I'd become complacent and stood up to stretch and fell straight through, fractured a sternum and 3 ribs.
So that was a big shock and a delay.
Yeah, about a month's delay.
Yeah.
Well, it might have cost you a month's renovation time, Paula, but we're just glad you've recovered. Building sites can be dangerous places, as we're always reminding everyone. There were other factors that cost them time too.
We got the downstairs done quite quickly. Obviously, we had to wait for the planning permission for the loft, so that was a bit time-consuming. Had my accident, and then we also had a granddaughter come along the way, so that was a bit of a delay there.
Congratulations to all on the arrival of baby Phoebe. I can't think of a cuter reason for a delay. Getting back to the development, have they enjoyed the experience?
I think we'd be lying if we said that we didn't enjoy it and we didn't want to do it again. But you do have to remember there is a lot of hard work to it. A lot of team effort needed.
Yeah. And a year out your life,
yeah.
really.
Yes, property development's not easy. Their spend's gone over the original 30 grand budget to 46 grand, but they did add a loft extension. What do 2 local estate agents make of the finished result?
I think both flats have been done to a really good standard, particularly the upper floor flat. The attention to detail by the owners is really spot on. I particularly like the glass staircase as you're walking up the stairs. I think that's a real wow feature, as well as the fire upstairs as well. That is beautiful.
The decision to make a 4-bedroom is a good one. It is, there's a lot of 2-bedroom flats out there. There's not many 4 bedrooms, so it will aim at a niche market. which means they may get a little bit higher rent than the normal flat in this area.
The top sales price given for the flats was £150,000, which would give them a pre-tax profit of 74 grand, a cracking result. But it's rental valuations they're more interested in.
I would expect to achieve about £500 to £525 for the upper floor flat.
And the upper flat, you'd be looking somewhere between £550 and £575 per calendar month.
And I would expect to achieve £400 to £425 for the ground floor per calendar month.
The lower flat, you'd be looking at a rent of between £450 and £475 pounds per calendar month.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yes. Good.
Taking the higher valuations could see them pull in a yield of just over 8%. So what's next for this enterprising mother-daughter team?
Going to take a break, and I'm looking to do a self-build.
Well, good luck, Paula, and hopefully see you at the auctions again soon. Welcome to Surbiton, a town in southwest London. It sits on the River Thames, next to its larger neighbour, Kingston upon Thames. Surbiton is perhaps most famous for being the setting for the 1970s sitcom The Good Life. Nowadays, families looking for a slice of the good life of their own are drawn in by its many transport links to central London, good schools, and its variety of bars and restaurants.
As you can see, I'm in a busy part of Surbiton on this main road. Now, I'm here to see a mid-terrace property, and you get all 3 floors. On the ground floor, it's a commercial unit, and it's already tenanted by a barber. Above, 2 floors comprised of a 5-bedroom maisonette. It has a guide price of £575,000. This is the doorway. Looks incredibly narrow. I'm going in. Up some carpeted stairs, you come straight into your reception room. It's a good size. You have single pane here. Okay, single pane, original sash, windows. And because you do have a busy road out there, you really do hear that traffic coming by. You want to think about making these double glazed. This potential problem there is that this is a conservation area, so you may have restrictions, you may just have to do what the council say. Through into your hall area, and I can see a good sized double bedroom and another decent sized double bedroom to the other. You've got some storage space, and as I look through the hallway, I can see this isn't the end of this floor. Through a pretty narrow corridor to your kitchen, and it's a good size. It's self-contained, plenty of room for all your appliances. It is dated, it needs taken out, and down a couple of steps, you have a bathroom, good size. Not everyone's cup of tea, that layout, having to come through your kitchen to the bathroom. And then you have stairs going down to the ground floor. I would imagine that whoever originally owned the shop downstairs used this to come upstairs, because they would have had this as their living accommodation above the shop. What this maisonette has is, well, it's got a lot of rooms, more than I expected, and we've still got a floor to go. Upstairs to the top floor, and you have your hall area, and then I can see 1, 2, and 3 double bedrooms. You also have a small shower room, really small. It doesn't really serve 3 bedrooms very well. This doesn't work entirely as a maisonette. I mean, it works, somebody's used it as that, but it doesn't work very well. However, I've got a wee surprise up my sleeve. I happen to know that there is planning permission to change these 2 levels into 2 separate flats, 2 bedrooms. Yeah, and then suddenly things are looking up. So you could buy 2 properties, be the owner of 3 if you do the work, and yeah, that could be really good for the profit margins.
Additionally, the planning permission allows for extending out to the flat roof. But, as I said, this is a conservation area, so any alterations are unlikely to be cheap. And also, given it's a mid-terrace, you would have to negotiate party wall agreements with the neighbours, so not straightforward by any means. And here's another thing.
Now, just when I thought everything was going so well, big sign of damp on the wall, and it's a surefire sign that if I open this door, there could be something lurking, and bingo, this is real damp. It looks wet, it feels wet, and you really need to get to the cause of that problem pronto and hope it doesn't eat into your budget too much.
So that's the residential part of the property, but there's still the commercial space downstairs. It's currently a barber shop, and they let us have a look around.
Into the commercial unit, it's a really pleasant surprise. It's very big, yeah, and it's obviously a barber's. It's got a great frontage onto that high street, and then, yeah, because it's a working barber's, you've got that lease in place and you're already getting an income, which is fantastic. Out the back, you've got a few little rooms, you know, your kitchen, bathroom area. Yeah, this is brilliant.
We asked along a local estate agent to see if he agreed.
So the property comes with planning at the moment to change it from its current property, which is a 5-bedroom masonette, into 2 2-bedroom flats. That'd definitely be worthwhile doing from where we see things.
That's reassuring. So what about the rental figures?
A 2-bedroom flat around here, you're going to be looking roughly at a rental figure of anywhere between sort of £1,200 to £1,300 per calendar month.
And resale values?
A 2-bedroom flat on the open market at the moment should fetch anywhere between £370,000 to £400,000.
This is an interesting property. You've got that commercial unit on the ground, the top 2 floors, a bit of a rabbit warren as they are, but remember, it does come with planning permission to make it into 2 separate flats. Let's find out who saw that potential when it went to auction.
Freehold mid-terrace building, this one. Does need a little bit of modernisation. Should we say 600 for it? We will, thank you. 600 on bid. 605. 605. Just one bid buys it, does it? 605. No, it doesn't. 610. 615.
After a slow start, we rejoin with bids at £637,500.
Here's at 637.5. Take 2.5 here, 640. 642.5. You sure? Straight ahead of me then at £640,000 on bid. It's got to be 2.5, otherwise I'll sell here at 640 for the first time. For the second time at 640. Third and final time at £640,000. Your lot, sir, at 640, bid at 494.
Successful bidder Colin is a police officer from Hemel Hempstead. A little birdie told me he's giving it up to pursue a bit of the good life himself. I met him back at the property to find out more.
Colin, pleased to meet you.
Hi, nice to see you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Is this a first for you?
A first from auction, yes. So I'm just in the process of retiring from the police. So we thought this would be a good thing to do as a career. I've got 2 young children at home, so I need to be sort of doing a bit of home and a bit of something else. So this seemed like the perfect thing to do.
Brilliant. So how long have you been in the police?
31 years.
And so you get early retirement?
No, full retirement. That's the full service.
Full service?
Yes.
But early as in
Yes,
you're obviously
yes.
nowhere near retirement age?
Yes, just still 25.
Yes. Yeah.
Young at heart, Colin has clearly worked hard to get where he is today, but what's drawn him to property development?
Just seemed like a good idea, really. I mean, you know, watched Homes Under the Hammer several times and just thought, well, it looks so easy, what could possibly go wrong?
You would be amazed at the amount of people. It's really nice to hear so many people have watched for years and thought, I'll do that. I love hearing that. Why this one?
It just kind of fitted the bill, really. This was kind of the thing that made me decide to finally retire, was we decided we'd let fate decide, and if we got it at auction, I'd retire, and if we didn't, then I wouldn't. So that's it.
So the guide price was £575,000 and you got it for $640, a bit above, but did you have wiggle room to go higher?
We did. We were prepared to go as high as 700 if we had to. Obviously, we're very glad we didn't, but we were prepared to if we needed to.
The property already comes with planning permission in place. Are you going to stick with that?
We looked at those plans and it involved taking down a lot of the supporting walls. So we've kind of remodelled those plans and resubmitted the planning application, but to make it a 3-bedroom downstairs and a 2-bedroom on the top floor.
So the planning permission as is, you can make 2 2-bedroom flats.
Yes.
And you want to make a 2 and a 3?
Yes, yeah, and just reconfigure the inside.
So Colin is changing the plans. Downstairs will be a 3-bed flat.
That room it's currently at the moment, I think, is a sitting room. We're going to knock the wall down in between there and the bedroom next to it and make that into a lounge dining room. And then there's another cupboard just to the side of it, which will all become part of the kitchen. So it will become a sort of an L-shaped room with kitchen, diner and lounge. Where the stairs currently are, the internal stairs, they're obviously going because we're putting a new staircase in. So that will become a bathroom. So we're going to have to move all the pipes. And then the kitchen at the back will become a bedroom with an ensuite bathroom, and then there'll be the new infill bedroom and the existing bedroom that's there as well.
That makes sense. And then upper floor?
On the upper floor, you'll come into the landing. You'll then walk into the right to the lounge area. We'll knock out the wall between that and the bedroom and make that into a lounge kitchen diner. And then you've got the existing bedroom at the back, and then there'll be a new bedroom where the infill is.
Those are big plans, and in a conservation area too. It's a good thing Colin got it below his budget, as I can see this becoming an expensive job. How much has he set aside for the work?
We're hoping to get it done for about 150,000. So we're looking to keep it at the end of it and rent it out. So we want to do it properly. We want to change windows. We'll completely redo the wiring, redo all the plumbing. We're obviously putting the 2 new bedrooms in, and we're doing something downstairs in the barber shop as well, where we just need to reconfigure that. One of the conditions of the local authority was putting in some secure cycle storage because there's really a lack of parking around here. So we've negotiated with the barber downstairs, and he's very happy. We're going to give him redo his toilet and give him a kitchen downstairs, and in exchange he'll give us an empty room that he's not using where we can put a secure cycle storage in.
And suddenly you become a shop owner as well?
Indeed, yeah, but I'm not going to be cutting any hair.
That sounds like a good deal he made with the barber. This project is a huge undertaking, and I'm curious as to how long he thinks it will take.
We've resubmitted the plan, so we're expecting anything up to 3 months to get them approved, and we're hoping the actual work will take about 6 months.
I just hope it turns out brilliantly, and I'm sure it will.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Colin.
Thank you.
Wasn't Colin lovely? He's got a lot of plans for this place, and I just hope he gets the all-important planning permission he wants. I do seem to remember, don't you, that Dion visited Barbers recently, full of the tacky gimmicks.
I'm not sure I can carry this off.
Me, I'm classy. I don't need that.
Well, we've seen how one property turned out. How about the other 2?
Have their refurbs been completed on time and budget, or have they been tied in knots?
I think it's time to find out.
Back to Greater Manchester now and West Horton, where I saw this former bank guarded at £100,000 plus. It had some fantastic original features, and it was safe to say I was impressed.
Oh, wow. Look at the size of this vault, the thickness. There's no sound at all, it's just completely solid.
But this building, split across 4 levels, was going to need some serious cash to get it up to scratch. Shame the vaults were empty. It sold at auction for 174 grand to Brian. He, his wife Karen and brother Rob had a special reason for wanting this particular lot.
We've got a vested interest in the place we've got next door. It came up on the market a little earlier than we anticipated, but when it did, we went for it.
They planned to expand their business into the building, but it would be complex, marrying different floor levels of 2 buildings, and it would need an extension for the kitchen.
You've got to get through that.
Yes, it's a bank, so at the end of the day, they're pretty thick walls, but we've done it before, so it's not scaring us off.
He predicted a budget of £120,000 to £150,000 and a timescale of 12 months. So a year later, we're back. Let's see how they've got on. It certainly looks like work is well underway. On the bottom floor, the main restaurant area is being prepared. It looks like they're doing what Brian said and taking care to ensure they can retain as many of the old features as they can. They completed the removal of a wall and extended out into the back courtyard. It's still a work in progress, but you can clearly see the kitchen area shaping up nicely. The mezzanine area and the first floor above have seen some considerable changes, with the rooms on the first floor being opened up into one large dining space for the restaurant. On the top floor, they've stuck to their guns and turned it into a 2-bed flat. The access runs from the back of the property up some stairs that connect the original period staircase that takes you up to the flat itself. Some walls have been removed to create a large kitchen diner, 2 smaller bedrooms and a bathroom.
We had to wait some time because of planning permission, and that took some time coming through. We actually started work several months after your initial filming, and what we had to do initially was strip the building bare, take out all the old plasterwork, lath and plaster, strip out all the old electrics, plumbing. We basically stripped it back to bare brick, so we've got a fresh start, clean slate, and start again.
The cash machine had to stay where it was, as it has 5 years left on the lease remaining. So security would be a big issue when knocking down walls.
We had to keep the integrity of the building intact, which meant that the back wall had to stay. That caused a problem, of course, because the way you'd normally do a build, you'd do all the demolition first and then build from the ground up. We weren't permitted to do that. So what we've had to do is put the extension on, strip out the building, one opening through the new back door, whilst keeping the original back wall. Only then could we take the back wall out. Not the right way to do any build.
But that wasn't the only tricky challenge they faced when adding the extension.
As part of the plan permission, we had to reuse the original bricks, which meant cleaning 5,000 bricks. Not an easy feat, when the bricks that we wanted to clean were part of the back wall. To do that, we had to use the bricks from the yard walls, of which there were staircases, etc., in the yard, but we've had to clean them all up. We've managed it. We've got enough bricks to do the back wall, which we had to build before we could take the back wall out.
Washing 5,000 bricks doesn't sound like much fun. All that couldn't have helped the budget.
So our original budget was £150,000. What we have spent so far is around £70,000. We can't envisage that the finish will take us over budget. Obviously, there's still a chunk of money there, but we've still got a kitchen to put in and seating and things like that. So that's where the majority of the money will go from this point on.
So still on course with the budget, but that 12-month renovation period has been and gone. So what's the new timescale?
Because of planning, we were put back by approximately 3 to 4 months, which obviously would have had a knock-on effect, but we clawed a bit of the time back, and we're still going to make it within around 10 months of build, if not sooner.
Time we asked along 2 local estate agents to see what they think of this property.
First impressions, it's a beautiful building, it's got a lot of character. Obviously it's in the heart of West Horton, and it's got fantastic space.
In particular, I like the mezzanine floor, the restaurant, and the open plan feel of the kitchen. That's going to be really, really nice looking. And then the apartment upstairs on the top floor, again, spacious apartment with an open plan living feel.
The apartment will likely be used for late working staff, but just to be nosy, what could it be worth?
If I was to place the 2-bed apartment on the market, I would be looking for an asking price of £120,000.
For a resale value on the 2-bedroom apartment, I'd be looking at an asking price in the region of £110,000.
Of course, the main purpose of this place is as a commercial building, and while it's tricky at this stage due to the work still being done, what do the agents think the old bank could be worth?
To put the commercial property on the market for sale, I would look to achieve a price of £250,000.
A resale value of the commercial unit would be in the region of £225,000 and £250,000 on the open market.
Taking the top value of the flat and the commercial property together would add up to a sale price of £370,000, a potential profit of 46 grand if they stick to the budget. But this is a unique project specific to the family's business needs, and they're not going to be selling it anytime soon. Once it's up and running, they'll hopefully be laughing all the way back to the bank.
We want to get finished in the next 2 to 3 months. Now, it might seem a long way from that, but we're on the final push. We'd like to get the doors open and the money coming in, obviously, but more importantly is to try and get our spare time back so that we can spend it with our families.
Well, Brian, I'll see you in 3 months for a spot of lunch then, sir.
We're back in the London suburb of Surbiton, where earlier on we saw this 3-storey mid-terraced property that had a commercial unit on the ground floor and a 5-bed maisonette above, all for a guide price of £575,000 plus.
Big sign of damp on the wall, and it's a surefire sign that if I open this door, there could be something lurking, and bingo!
I will go there, bingo. I will find out. I will discover, bingo, what the fuss is about.
Spending 640 grand at auction was police officer Colin, who was handing his future over to fate.
We decided we'd let fate decide, and if we got it at auction, I'd retire, and if we didn't, then I wouldn't. So that's it.
The property had an added bonus in the form of planning permission to turn the